Welcome to part 2 of creating voltage sources in PSpice based off of text files. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you specifically how you can use random noise and insert that into your design. So in my case, I'd like to have a regular voltage source. So I'm just going to delete this one. I'm going to place in just a solid voltage source here, and I'll make that 1 volt. And if I run simulation on that, I'm going to see that at the input I'm going to get a pretty stable 1 volt, and at the output I can see that that's charging up. So that looks good, but oftentimes you're going to want to put a little bit of noise on this voltage source to simulate the effects of noise on your circuit. So it's actually not that difficult to do, and I'll show you exactly how you can do that. So first off, what I've done is I've made a script in Excel. It's not really a script, it's pretty simple, and all that it does is it takes various time points and generates random numbers. It's just generating some random numbers using Excel's functions, and what I'd like to do is take this into Capture as a random noise source. So I want to generate voltage noise source every 0.4 seconds. I'd like the peak of that voltage to be 0.01 volts, so 10 millivolts, and I'd like to run that for these points. So I'm running up to 10 seconds here, so let's take these data points. I'm going to copy them, and I'm going to go paste them into demo 2 here. So I'll paste them into there. I just copy and pasted them all into there. So now I have time and voltage points. You'll notice also that I centered it in Excel. You can see that there in the background, and that means I'm just going to center that around 0. So I have random noise in both the positive and negative direction, where the peak of that is 0.01 volts, positive or negative. So that's what I'm seeing here in this file. So demo2.txt file is now made up. And to implement that now, I can just go to Place Part, and again I want to place the VPWL, and I'm going to use the Repeat Forever one again, just so that recycles through in case I'd like to see the effects of repeating that. So let's place that in. I'm just going to place it in series with my VDC source, and the file that I'm going to point to is demo2.txt. I'm going to hit OK. I'll just move that out of the way. And there we can see now I have a 1 volt voltage source, and I have 10 millivolts of injected noise on top of that I want to see the effects of. So I'm going to run that through PSpice just by hitting the Run button, and it should generate the PSpice netlist for me. And now I can see a little bit of wiggle to my input source, and I can see that that's going to be damped reasonably well by the capacitor on the output. Let's just zoom in there a little bit. To zoom in, I'm just going to double click on the y-axis, and I'm going to say I want to take a look at this from 0.98 to 1.02. So that should zoom me in nicely. So it zooms me in pretty tight, which is why we're seeing a lot of the effects of that voltage source, but it's the scale here is from 0.99 up to 1.01, and we can see the random noise injected there in green, in addition to the 1 volt static that we have, and we can see our output voltage here, and that's based on the capacitor as well.